Well, it's Mondays, but as I always say, Mondays are the most boring days starting the week. However, I intend to keep your Mondays fun and exciting. So, as you know, on the last episode, we did all about the Yoshi wrestling scene, but I decided to continue him, but instead, I'm going to do at least a two review episode. So, we got, of course, Marvelous from their much recent event from last month on October 27th with Big Show in Nagoya, featuring, of course, the AAW tag team titles defended. We have, of course, Team 200 kilogram defend those belts against, of course, Bob Momo Banana, as you know, Yurika Oka and Miyu Momono. But we do have a match featuring, as you know, continuing with the road of Sakamura retirement. So that's going to be a lot of interesting. And then we move on with Stardom as they continue with day 9 of the Goddesses of Stardom Tag League in Korakuen Hall. However, a lot of things have happened in this one. Some implications for, of course, for Dream Queendom and a historic crossover. So we're going to go through all of it. And then we move on with, of course, with some news updates to keep you guys updated on what's been happening in the world of pro wrestling, such as what events the promotions are thrown out, who's booked, what matches are set, including developments that are happening in the world of pro wrestling as we speak. So, let's get ready for another episode of the Deleted Wrestle Zone.
Are you ready? Get up, get up! 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 Get up, get up!
Hey everyone, welcome to the Deleted Wrestle Zone. All things that is pro wrestling with AEW, NXT, New Japan Pro Wrestling, TNA, the National Wrestling Alliance, various promotions, wrestlers, matches, and championships. I am your host, J-Rod here. So, if you are new to the channel, welcome. This is a channel where we do a lot of pro wrestling reviews from various promotions, not only here in the United States, but also in Japan, Mexico, Canada, Europe, the UK. Anywhere in the world, pro wrestling is not as big, but it continues to grow. We also, of course, do discussion videos, talk about various topics such as the wrestlers themselves, the promotions, factions, storylines, whatever we want to talk about. We also, of course, do more news updates. If certain information was unable to be on this episode, we can either put it on the next episode or on a separate video by itself. We also, of course, do real-timing news updates in case of something has happened that needs to be alerted ASAP. We also got the Unagi Sayaka Watch and various other cool wrestling content as well. So if you like what you see, please subscribe to us, so click on that subscribe button. You'll be getting a lot of daily reviews and other cool wrestling content as well. But if you like this episode, please give us a like on the like button or a nice comment in the description down below. Now, all introductions have set aside. It's time to, t- make way for takeoff. So, let's begin with, of course, my bad, Marvelous. Okay, Marvelous. This is their most recent show that took place back in October 27th. This one is the big show in Nagoya at the Nagoya Congress Center. So it was a big show. They had like some interesting entertainment, like a martial arts demonstration, some idol group, some sort of like exhibition lucha libre type of style. I don't know, but it wasn't part of the whole main card. But the main card started, of course, when they did the roll call from everybody who was participating in the event, especially wrestlers coming from, of course, West Coast Pro. So we'll get to that later. But however, the founder herself, Shigusa Nagoya, made her way to the ring along with another person. I'm going to presume a brand new trainee named Erica uh, Karada. Now, not much about her has been told, but I'm going to presume she's a new trainee because they were talking. So, but the entirety of both Nagoya and Karada were in fact doing commentary together. So normally those who see Nagoya, Shigusa Nagoya, she likes to do commentary and holding the camera, but in this case she's behind the desk. Reason is this, as many of you know this or not about Shigusa Nagoya, her knees, you know, are wearing her out. So it makes sense why she was sitting down. But let's get started with our first match. We do have another rookie from recently that introduced herself, and I think this was part of the exhibition trainee thingy they were doing to her a while back. I think last month and possibly August. Her name is Senka Akatsuki. She takes on, of course, Suri, formerly known as Saray from NXT. You can guess that this match was going to fall in favor with Suri because she has the most experience, and she did when she applied the Uranagi, and just like that, it was over. So you guys get the gist on that. However, of course, Senka showed her bow of respect towards her, so we may see some good things with her, but only time will tell as we see her how much she has grown. Now, our next match, we have this is the only it's the only men's match they have. It's a six-man tag match. We have, of course, Crush Boys, our current West Coast Pro uh tag team champions, Starboy Charlie and Titus Alexander, and they team up with Leo Isaka. Now, many of you remember this. The only reason uh, Starboy and Titus got this name was the suggestion by Shigusa Nagoya when she was at West Coast Pro, because she said that it kind of reminded of her tag team partner when they were known as Crush Gals. So by her blessing, she gave their names. So of course, most likely they could win this match, but their opponents are none other than Vinny Masario, Takaya Shibayama, I don't know who he is, and JAC. But the match was pretty good. However, you can tell because Starboy Charlie and Titus have become a very cohesion unit. But teaming up with Leo, who they have trained and teamed up before in the past or stand opposite side with him, have worked out pretty well. But it was Leo who picked up the win on JAC with the Swanton Bomb in order to pick up the win for his team. So, not bad. Now, our next match is a hardcore 8-woman tag team match. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, this is a hardcore match where you can use all the plunder, such as tables, ladders, and chairs, trash cans, whatever you find. But the interesting thing is, this is a match between the international wrestlers versus the Japanese wrestlers. So you can see that. Now, who's on the international side? We have Jesse Jackson from the UK, Sandra Moon representing US, Hyan, the same thing, US, and then finally Sadie Gibbs. They take on Hausen, Magenta's Maria and Rika Kawahara, and Shikayo Nagashima. Now, as I said before, this is a hardcore match, so basically all toys are legal to use. So that's pretty much what's been happening. So you would think in your righteous mind that there's going to be a lot of things happening. Yes, there was. You saw ladders, you saw everything. But however, it was in fact Maria who picked up the win with the Falcon Arrow on Sandra Moon with a stack of chairs, which you can guess it hurts like hell. So just like that, it was over. So Team Japan won this match. Now, our next match, as I mentioned before, we continue with the road of Sakamura's retirement. Meiko Satomura faces, of course, Takumi Iroha. Now, this was a hard match. Now, I was a bit biased in this match for obvious reasons. One, those who know Meiko Satomura, she was dubbed as the final boss. So the real question is, can Meiko Satomura defeat Takumi, who is considered knows that she is the ace of Marvelous. So that it sets it up in every aspect. But however, nothing came out of this except for a time limit draw after 15 minutes. So that sets it up right there for all of us. So I mean, you can say it's frustrating, but it is what it is. Now I don't know if Meiko Satomura will come back for this match, but we'll see what happens down the line as we continue on her road of retirement. Now, our main event is it's the only championship match in this event. We have the AAW tag team titles defended. We have the challengers, Baba Momo Banana, consisting of Yurika Oka and Miyu Momono. Now, remember, Oka is originally from Sendai Girls, and Miyu Momono is a homegrown raised in Marvelous. But they have become a very stable tag team and a fun team to enjoy. But the question is, can they defeat the most unstoppable tag team? We have, of course, Team 200 Kilogram, you and Shihiro Hashimoto. That's the real question we ask ourselves when it comes to watching it. Because when it comes to Big Hash and you know they will not stand a chance. I mean, you would have expected that there was going to be a miracle, but the miracle in this match was none other than Miyu Momono when she somehow countered the a last ride by you and then turn it into a sunset a victory roll or whatever, and just like that, 1 2 3, won the match, and they are now our brand new AAW tag team champions. Now, I don't know exactly what they said, but they showed their bow of respect towards Team 200 Kilogram, but they never actually showed who will be the next challengers for the tag titles. So that's something we may wait until the next show after that. Hopefully, I get to see it, but we'll just wait and see what happens from here on out. But for now, let's just move on to, of course, our next review, and I believe this one is Stardom. Okay, Stardom as we continue with day 9 of the Goddesses of Stardom Tag League. They would turn back to Korakuen Hall. This was a big event. Now, many of you may know this. Fukigen Dev was doing commentary. All she can say is, Dev, Dev. So you don't know what she's saying, so just go with it if you guys are following the Japanese commentary. But I thought it was a lot of fun. But anyway, let's talk about the matches themselves as we go. Our first match is part of the Red Goddesses. We have Sai Queen, consistent of Hate members Sayaka Mitani and Konami, taking on the Cosmic Angels, Sayaka Kurara and Tam Nakano. Now, of course, there's going to be a lot of cheating when it comes to Hate members being involved. But however, this one was a huge opportunity because we did see Kamitani pin Tam Nakano with the Star Crusher. However, because Kamitani pinned Tam, it is now a possibility that we will see Kamitani get Tam. Now, from what I understand of this match, Kamitani blamed Tam for what happened to her back in 2022 when she was injured that forced her out of the tournament, believing that her career was damaged because of it. So she blames her for it from that time. And then, of course, she said that she's intended to take away the red belt, but it seems that she also has her eyes set to Kurara. Now remember, Kurara's debut opponent was in fact Kamitani back on December of 2023, and that's what led to this. And of course, that is something we probably would see. So basically, right now, we will see Tam Nakano versus Kamitani. So we'll see where that leads. But however, this leaves Psych Queen with 4 points, and of course, Cosmic Angels with just 2 points. Now, this next match is a non-tournament match, but it's an 8-woman tag match. We have God's Eye members Rana Yagami, Tomoka Inaba, Lady C, and Hina taking on the combination of Neo Genesis, Miyu Amatani, and Azumi, also known as O2 Line, and of course, FWC from Stars, Koguma, and Azuki. Now, some of you may think that in some cases that Neo Genesis and of course FWC will not get together, but they can. But however, once again, we see the shenanigans of Koguma intending to get Rani Yagami back into do the bear dance. Now, of course, Yagami has been trying to say, hell no. She's been not getting involved by any means necessary. But however, luckily she didn't deal with it because apparently she was the one who suffered the loss when she got pinned by Amasaki. And just like that, it was over. Now, our next 2 matches are part of the Blue Goddesses block. We have EXV's Ryan and Waka Tsukiyama taking on Neo Genesis, Suzuki, and Starlight Kid. Now, I want to point out something. There were various occasions in this match I have noticed. Waka could have won this match, but however, she was not the one. She was the one who ended in a submission by none other than Starlight Kid with the Black Tiger Lady leg killer, and just like that, it was over, leaving, of course, EXV with 4 points. But however, gaining for Neo Genesis gaining 2 points, they got the total of 5. So we'll see where that leads us from there. Now, as we continue with more of the Blue Goddesses block, we have Devil's Princess, consisting of Azusa Inaba and Ryan, taking on Kohaku from Wave and, of course, Neo Genesis and the current high speed champion, Mei Sita. Now, of course, this match was intensified. I wasn't too sure where it was going to go, but it was pretty good. But in this case, those who know this, Rena lost the future belt. She made a surprise win by applying a gory bomb onto Mei Sita, just winning the match, giving them with a total of 6 points. Now, I don't know if she would acknowledge that she would challenge for the high speed belt. She has challenged it before when Azumi had it, but I wouldn't be surprised if that's that she would target Mei Sita for the high speed belt now that she lost the future belt. So we will see what happens from here on out, because I wouldn't be surprised if Rena challenged her for that belt uh, at the Dream Queendom event on in late December. So we'll see where that goes. Now we jump into the Red Goddesses block. We have God's Eye, Saki Kashima, and Shuri taking on Star's very own Peach Rock, Momo Kogo, and Mayu Tani. Now, those who remember, Mayu Utani has never forgotten about the betrayal that Kashima did to Mayu all those years back in 2020. But of course, things have changed. I mean, I have seen a little bit of improvement with Kashima. She's not playing games anymore. I think she's being serious after the recent revelation when it came to Konami betraying Shuri in some capacity. But it was Kashima that was able to pick up the win when she applied a somewhat version of the overkill that David Finley does onto Momokogo, giving them their next 2 points with a total of 6, leaving Peach Rock with only 4. Now we jump into the Blue Goddesses block. We have, of course, Sakura Daman, consisting of Cosmic Angel members Aya Sakura and Yuna Mizumori, taking on Star's very own Wingori, Saida, and Hanan. Now, of course, we have seen various occasions in this match, but one of the most impressive moments in this match I like is when Sakura was taking on Hanan. Now, many of you would think the same thing. Now, remember, her very own sister recently pinned, of course, Hina pinned her. And if Sakura does the same thing in some capacity, she could be in the conversation for another future belt opportunity. But however, it was Hanan who defeated her with the Hanan special, and just like that, it was over, giving them with a total of 3 points. As for Sakura Daman, leaving them at 2. Now, our next match, we jump in back to the Red Goddesses block. We have BMI 2000, consistent of Hate members Raka and Natsuko Tora, taking on Highmate, consistent of EXV members Hanako and Maika. Now, this is a very interesting matchup. Now, those who remember, Natsuko Tora was the one who defeated Maika to win the red belt, which lead that. I'm sure Maika has in the back of her mind revenge for losing the red belt at any way possible. So, of course, there's going to be dirty tactics, dirty games coming from none other than Hate, and that's exactly what happened. But Maika was able to apply the Michinoku driver on Natsuko Tora to pick up the win, giving them the total of 8 points. So, leaving, of course, BMI 2000 with just 6. But I'm sure Natsuko Tora is not happy with the results of what's been happening, that she lost in this fashion. Now, our main event, back to the Blue Goddesses. We have Hate members known as Hate Supreme, consisting of Tekla and Momo Watanabe, our current tag champions, taking on Cosmic Angel, Sayuri Anu, and Atsupoi. Now remember, of course, when it comes to Hate, they do dirty tactics, dirty tricks, everything. Not to mention when ref's out, Tekla using her cast as a weapon. But what I did like is Natsupoi try to use that to break her hand once again. But Tekla was the one who picked up another win when she applied Natsupoi. Now, people have indicated that that Tekla will get another opportunity of the white belt, but however, that wasn't the case. Once again, that piece of garbage, Clark Connor, showed up to get involved, to spear, but luckily Cosmic Angels showed up to the rescue, and so did Stars. They were not going to tolerate the fact that you have a man who intends to do that. But Tam did mention on her social media on X that she hopes that she's asking Tai Chi to, of course, how do I say this, to watch over her in this matter. I hope Tai Chi gives that piece of garbage some hell at of course, that. So we'll see what happens. So right now, Natsuko Tora needs to once again deal with Tekla. But as I said before, Tekla has pinned Natsupoi. She could possibly have an opportunity of the white belt. But you got to remember, another person also pinned her, and that person is none other than Starlight Kid. We could see a three-way match of that, but who knows? We'll see what happens down the road for it. But for right now, let's end things here and move on with news updates. Okay, so welcome to our news updates. So let's begin with, of course, upcoming events. Majority of it we have GCW updates, so let's begin with that. As you know, on the 14th, this coming Thursday, we have the Chaos in Kentucky in Louisville. One called Manders will take on Sam Stackhouse, so that's going to be a very interesting event. And then the following day, we have the St. Louis show for Gateway to the Death on the 15th of November. Joey Janela takes on Brooke Havoc. Then, of course, we have the 24th of November in Jersey City for Bloodsport 12. Marina Shafir takes on Jody Thread. And then we got the You Wouldn't Understand event taking place on the 29th. The GCW World Title is defended. Mance Warner defends the belt against Homicide. And then finally, on the Tampa Bay show for the Ransom on the 6th of December, Zachary Wentz takes on Joey Janela. Now for some other events coming from that, we have the WrestleCade weekend taking place on the 29th to the 30th of November, and also December 1st. Darby Allin is announced that he's going to be there. MLW has announced another show called One Shot that will take place on December 5th, and the match has been announced. We have, of course, Matt Riddle taking on Donovan Dijak. And then finally, House of Glory has the Live for the Moment event on the 20th of December. They announced that, of course, the Hardy Boys will be there as well. So that's pretty much it and for our upcoming events, and we only have one development. As you know, I've been keeping track on WWE ID, what's been going on. Another name has been announced. Many of you know this guy or not. His name is Ice Williams. He's originally with Future Stars of Wrestling, a promotion based out of Las Vegas, Nevada. I have seen him part of a faction called Lights, Camera, and Action, so he's part of that group. So that's pretty much it for our news updates for now. But as I always say, let's just call it a day. All right. So I hope everybody enjoys this episode. Coming up, we have NXT. I can't wait to see what's going to happen. But we do have a self-produced show from New Japan by Taiji Shimori. So I'm not sure if I'll be able to see it, but we'll see how that progresses. Because, of course, my day for Tuesday is going to be a little different. I work during the day now. Apparently, they gave me that shift. Damn it. But we'll see how my day will go. If not, then I'll review it the following, depending on my day. So bear with me, boys and girls, and ladies and gents. So until then, I will see you guys in the next DWZ time, same DWZ channel. I must bid all of you adieu. So goodbye. Mwah. And have a nice day. Bang.